I've just been out doing some drone flying, and I thought I'm going to do a quick vid on an update on Inverter No More. This is part 2. So here's what I've got so far. This is just going to be quite a short video actually, because there's not much to say, but as you can see, okay, there's the inverter now that I've bought, and there's I've just got this mocked up. Alright, so there's the solar panel charge controller, and it's currently showing 12.8 volts into it. I've got this small camera here. Now I've been running that for over an hour, so there was 14.4 volts in the battery when I started this. So as I said, now it's down to 12.8. I've also linked my batteries up, okay, so done them properly. Okay, so that's the big leisure and that's the smaller leisure, okay. But I've bought a 1500 watt pure sine inverter. Now, I'll go into this in the next video, my reason for doing that, but pure sine is a lot better than what this wee thing was that I had. So although that says that it's a 1200 watt inverter, okay, that's just sine. So this is pure sine. Oh god, here comes this sun again. This is pure sine, okay, and I bought this because I'm going to try and power a heater. You heard that right? Yep. So the heater's plugged in, okay, and there it is there. So this is actually a ceramic heater I've bought. Oh, I've had this for a wee while. It's an easy accessory. Now, I paid quite a bit on money for this because I thought this was a good thing to get. But it was a couple of years ago now, and I've hardly used it. So one of the things that's going to be good for us is this has 3 settings. So obviously, setting 1 just blows air. So if it's a cool area you're into, it'll circulate that air around and probably try and cool it as well at the same time. The next button puts you on to your heat modes. Now this is where it kicks in for me, okay, because the heat mode is then 500 watts, 500, yes, okay, that's half a kilowatt, alright. That gives you warm air, so bearing in mind the length of time of battery power will be conserved, and I'll get twice as long out of this at 500 watts than I will putting up the full power on a kilowatt, which is 1000 watts. Okay. Now the one thing that it does have on the bottom here, it's got a safety button. That bit. Alright. That means if I kick it over, I'm covered. What it doesn't have, that I can't see anyway, is a thermostat. So if I put this on, this is just going to burn and burn and burn. Now, what I've done as a trial, okay, so just to make sure that this is working. Now, you might not see for the sun, right, but on the front, the inverter here, right here, there's a wee blue screen, okay, it's not very good for data wise, you might not be able to read that because of the sun, but hey, I'll do it in the dark for you. But the inverter's on and it's working the camera, as I said, so that camera there is working. Now, here's what happens. I'll just get down here with my cernies. So, it's now showing that there is 219 volts in my battery. Sorry, I'm just I'm reading it off of here so that you can see it, okay. But here we go, alright, and that's on 1. Now I wish I had something to show you. But that is blowing, okay. It's definitely blowing, okay. But it's not showing how many amps that it's burning on the inverter. But now look at this. The sun's come out a bit and the battery is now fully charged. Because there's power going to it, but it's full up to the top. So that's a full battery. Now, I need to stand up, this is too much. So here's the next bit, okay? So, sorry about this, but I'm trying to do this with my phone for you. So here I go now, and I'm now going to be able to put it on 500 watts. There you go, it's on 500 watts. And I'm getting a warmish like air out of it. Well, look at that. It's eating the battery. I'm going to crank this up to full power. Now, to be fair, this isn't burning hot air coming out of this. Oh, it is now. It's warming up, quite the good thing. And there we go, E01. Now, E01 is low battery. And in a minute, or in a few seconds, I should start hearing the beeping noise. There you go. Right, there's the heater off. Okay, so what I've effectively done with a kilowatt heater is I have just wiped my batteries out in 10 seconds, 15 maximum. Okay, so we're back down to here again now, E01. So what's the issue? Well, after a lot of working out, my issue is, got the wrong batteries. So I've spent since last year trying to do a solar power system, basically for just in the greenhouse here. And like I said, look, I've got my light there. What light? No bad, what light yourself? But I would love to use the inverter for heavier duty things. Now, this is where it gets a bit intricate for me. I now need to go and buy batteries, yes, plural, more than one, alright? And the reason I have to do that is the NCC type that you need on a leisure battery to do this kind of thing, there is 3 types, A, B and C, okay? C is obviously the lowest, okay? C will run very smallish things, no bother, charge your mobile phone up, all that kind of crap, alright? B runs a bit higher, but still not strong enough for what I want, okay? So for to be able to do things like motor movers on caravans, heaters, fridges, fridge was another one that come up actually, this is where I need the type C. Now, this is where it gets complicated because I've now got to go and work out how many amps I'm going to burn per hour and work that over a 24-hour period and then calculate how many batteries I need to run that system. So, if I'm needing something like, we'll say 8 batteries, right, the batteries are £150 each, alright. Now, then I just go and jump into eBay and Amazon and go, I've found a battery for £86 and it's a Class A. It's £86 for a reason, okay? It's all to do with amperes and the length of time it will run. There's also cycle charges you've got to look at. So for your 86 quid, you're going to get something like 120 to 150 cycles. For my 150 quid, I'm looking at a 400 cycle. That thing will cover me, okay, per week. So charging it up per, charging up per day, so if it was going flat. Now this won't happen, but it will definitely go flat. I could actually say divide that by 4 because it's not going to be running 24/7, alright? But if I was to run that every day, okay, my batteries would go very flat, which means if on 110 amp hours, alright, basically I would get 400 days out of that battery before I start hitting problems. Now, that's just over a year, okay? So if I'm needing 8 batteries at £150 a pop, that's £1,200. You see where I'm going with this now. So, it's not just as simple as, remember, the wee one, okay? And it's not just as simple as hooking it up to the car battery, okay? To get it, that's okay if you're going to be using a light for a wee while, and it's going to be good for, well, that 20 watt solar charger panel, I reckon I can use that to charge up, or sorry, maintain the battery in my motorhome, alright? That will be another video because I've got different wiring to do for that, for to set that challenge up. But I will do that, okay? So, right now, although I've got a bit of a failure, it's only because I'm running out of funds. £150 a battery is expensive. If I need, as I said, I was looking to buy a minimum of 2 batteries, but when I worked out what I want to do with it, different kettle of fish. So, I would safely say that to run a heater, I'm not going to bother. But I can maybe run my workshop with power tools, air compressors, lights. Hey, who knows, right? So I'm going to buy 1 battery and I'm going to take it away there. So, thanks for watching. If you're new, why don't you go and hit that subscribe button, go and get ready to comment and join the family. Until I get the battery in the next one, we'll see you there.